some thumbnails before I start talking. Of course I spilled it on myself. Why? It just keeps spilling. Why? Where is it coming from? Where is it spilling from? I'm just gonna keep filming. You know what? I'm gonna change my shirt. I'll be right back.
It could change the world.
Hi wonderful people, welcome back to Coffee Over Apples. My name's Steph. Today we've got a book haul. Oh my goodness, I've been stocking up just because there is very little access to books near me. And you're probably saying to yourself, why Steph? Why are you doing another book haul when you just did one last month? Well, we are currently in day 70 something, quarantine 70 something. My libraries have been closed. My library's online account has very little selection. I don't really have options as far as like purchasing from an independent bookseller or even a Barnes & Nobles, which makes no sense. It's much more enjoyable for me to read physical books. So while I unwrap this, I also got a really special treat for this unboxing today, and that is, look how beautiful this is. I got some bubble tea. This is actually brown sugar milk tea. If you've never had bubble tea before, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. You've got to have some. The only reason that I got this is because my sweet husband treated me to this for our 11-year anniversary yesterday, and we said if we could go anywhere and get anything because we have not treated ourselves in 70 something days, what could we get? So that was ramen and bubble tea. So I'm about to take a sip of this, my first bubble tea in, I don't think I had one in 2020 yet. This might be the first bubble tea of 2020. Looking forward to this so much. The special straw, so it has like this little puncture piece at the top so you can break through, and the straws are really big so you can fit the tapioca's in it. Are you ready? Are we ready? Here's some ASMR. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Okay, ready? Oh, I'm so excited. So good. I'm gonna cry. It's so good. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna change my shirt. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back with a new shirt. Let's get started talking about books. First one, it feels like Christmas. Like I was that kid that always used to shake the gifts under the tree and wouldn't want to open them because I'm so excited and think that the tree is so pretty. Let's check out what the first one is. Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, look at all these. I hate it when there's stickers. I hate it when there's stickers on the cover. It just ruins it. Let's see if I can get this off. Can I get it off? Oh, I got half of it. Alright, I guess I'll peel it off later. Alright, so this one is called The Last Policeman. Policeman by Ben Winters. So, this has been on my TBR for a long time. This is actually a dystopian novel. It's set in a time where the world is ending because there's going to be a meteor that's going to hit the earth, and it's kind of like everyone knows that they only have so many hours or a day or two or something left until the world is over, so everyone's panicking and running around and saying their goodbyes. And then there's the main character, who is Detective Hank Palace, I think his name is. He's not really fazed by the fact that the world's kind of ending. He's just like, I'm a cop, I'm gonna keep being a cop, and that's how I'm gonna spend my last days on Earth is continuing to do my job. So he's like investigating a suicide that could possibly actually be a murder in the city where he works, but nobody really cares about that because the world's about to end anyway and everyone's gonna die, but he feels like it does matter. Oh, and apparently this is the first in a trilogy. I did not know that. I thought this was a standalone. It's kind of like, how would you spend your last few days on Earth if you knew that the world was gonna end? Oh, now I'm even more intrigued because I love series. I genuinely love series more than standalones. Just because if I can really get invested in a character, I never want it to end. And then when you have a standalone and you know that you only have 300 or 400 pages to really get into that character's mind or really get to know about that world, and then it's over. I like my stories to go on forever and ever. Yay! Next one. Oh, okay, there's 2 in here. Yes. You're awesome. We have One Day We'll All Be Dead and None of This Will Matter by Sachi Cool. Cool, I think that's how you say her name. When books have been on your TBR for so long, you don't even remember what they're about. Come on, Goodreads, tell me what this is about. So this is a collection of essays. The author, Sachi Cool, is of Indian descent, and she lives in Canada, and so it's about different experiences that she had growing up in Canada, and I guess her first experiences with racism, whether that be in elementary school or high school or in the workforce, what it's like being the child of immigrant parents or being a first-generation immigrant, or rather being a second-generation immigrant, and then like finding your place in society when people are constantly trying to remind you of where you fit in. Next we have The Cabin at the End of the World, and this is a horror novel by Paul Tremblay. This was actually recommended a lot by a lot of other booktubers, so this has been on my radar for a while. There's a family vacationing at a cabin in the woods, and then when the child is playing outside, a few strangers walk up to her and start talking to her, and then she sees that they're carrying some very dangerous looking objects, and when she decides to go in the house, they tell her that what's about to happen is not her fault. That's just based off of the synopsis. I really don't know much going into this, but I think I've heard that if you watch the movie Strangers, I think it's this movie where this couple's in a cabin and then this family hunts them and tortures them in their cabin. I think that might be what this is similar to. Opening presents. This one's pretty big. Oh! Oh. This is not okay. I ordered A Dance with Dragons, which is the 5th book in the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin, the Game of Thrones series, and it happened again. If you saw my other videos where I talked about how I have 3 copies of A Storm of Swords because I ordered it used offline and I tried to look up the information and really look at the details of what the condition of the book was, and when they sent it to me, it was completely different. It was the jacket and design and everything was completely different from what I was sent. So this is the cover style of the book that I want to collect. However, and I don't mind that it's used. It doesn't bother me that it's used, but I just wanted it to be the same design. So when I saw this on Thrift Books and it said hardcover, A Dance with Dragons for $3, I grabbed it right away. However, I made sure before I put this in my cart that it said included dust jacket. Do you see a dust jacket? It said that the edition was in the cover style of this series. Completely different editions. And it said that it was in great condition. There's can you see that? There's shoe marks on the back of this. There are boot prints. Reebok, maybe? There's boot prints on my cover. But we're not gonna be upset. It doesn't matter, it's what's inside that matters. I will let everything else go just because I absolutely adore hardcovers, but I'm gonna try to clean this. That's pretty gross. I need a sip of bubble tea after that. Moving on. Okay. Ooh! Again, the cover looks different. I'm an artist and aesthetics matters to me. I'm sorry. So I got another copy of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Why, Steph? Why do you have 2 copies of the same book? The reason is because this one does not belong to me. This was actually lent to me by my best friend. However, I've been dying to reread this. This was on my TBR for May, and then I realized that I can't read this without annotating it, and I feel too guilty to write this and note this and just mess this book up because it doesn't belong to me. And I know this book means a lot to her, and that's why she gave it to me. But I do want to actually reread it, and I figured I need my own copy for that, so it's fine. This was like $1.50, it's fine. Okay, and then next we have Ace Your Teacher Interview. 149 fantastic answers to tough interview questions. Right now it's teacher hiring season, and I want to be able to make videos, not just for this season, but like advice that I wish that I was given when I was a new teacher starting out. So I'm hoping that by reading this and a couple other teaching books that I have, that I'll be able to make some videos that can potentially help someone. Please look the way you did online. Oh. Why? It's missing. Look at this. This has been cut. Why has this been cut? Why is my jacket... I can't even take it out to show you because it's a library edition. So it's stuck to the book, which is fine, but like, I wonder if you can see that. Someone like, someone cut out the barcode. Someone cut out the barcode. Is that normal? Does that usually that doesn't usually happen on library editions. I've gotten plenty. Why am I surprised that I bought used books and they are in horrible condition? I'm surprised because that's not what the description said. Anyway, this is More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. I picked this up specifically for the Queer Lit Readathon that is going to be happening very soon. And speaking of which, I think I know what's in the next box. This is the last book. Please look like you were supposed to online. Thank God. Okay. Oh, and it's in beautiful condition. We love that. Right, in the next box was also The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. These 2 are for a Queer Lit Readathon vlog that will be on my channel after the first week of June. In case you're not aware, May 31st to June 6th is the Queer Lit Readathon. And spoiler alert, I am a straight woman who has never read a story with an LGBTQ romance as the focus. I've watched movies, but I've never read a book. And this came after talking to my friend Vicky on Twitter and realizing, like, wait a second, every book I own has a straight romance as a focus. Was that intentional? Absolutely not. So if you're interested in seeing my reaction to these books, keep an eye out for the first week of June. I believe this one features this one is for a male-male romance, and then this one is for a female-female romance. These are all the books I got in this month's book haul. If you'd like to recommend which ones I should read first, or if you would like to talk about any of these, my social links are in the description below. I'll see you next time. Bye.
What's it making, Mr. Wonka? Mr. Wonka, work the